Hey guys, Larissa with Because.net is here. So the Easter is coming. It's just 1 week away, and I would like to show you how to make this Easter bunny. You will need 3 pounds of super chunky vegan yarn and some filling. You can use your old pillow or buy some filling at the craft store. For the eyes, I use some of the leftovers of chenille yarn. You can use any big buttons and still use some yarn for the smile if you want bunny to have a smile. So anyway, this is a big bunny with arms, long ears and legs like that. So if you would be interested in making one, my video will be on YouTube until Easter, and if you're ready, let's get started. Okay guys, let's get started. So we will start with casting on 12 stitches. As usually, start with making a loop, then insert your hand inside it, grab working yarn and pull it out. Here we have our stitch, and this is your first stitch, and now we're making a chain of 12 stitches. You insert your hand, grab working yarn and pull it out, and you can do it with your right or left hand, it doesn't matter. So I will be doing it with my right hand. Insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and as I mentioned, I'm making it with a super chunky vegan yarn. It's very soft and beautiful, and it's really beautiful pink color. So let's count. When we're counting these holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So what we will be doing now, we will connect this chain, and we will be making the circle. To connect it, first of all, turn it upside down like that, and we will, as usual, we will be using these knots in the middle. See these knots in the middle of the chain, but this time we will be using a chain in a circle. So to connect it, we're round it like that, and we're skipping knitting this first stitch and put the tail on the right, and now find that loop, that knot that I mentioned to you. So the knot will be in between of the stitches over here. So grab that knot, pull it out, and then insert your fingers inside this loop, grab working yarn and pull it out. This is our first stitch, and this is how we connected the casted on chain and made this circle. Now second stitch will do the same. Here is our knot. See, maybe it's not easy to find a knot. It's always in the middle of the stitch. This is the stitch, it's in the middle, stitch in the middle. So grab this knot, lift it, grab working yarn with your finger and pull it through that knot. This will be your second stitch, and then we will go through the circle the same way, doing all hand knitting all our stitches like that. And this way we will have a first row of our bunny. So this is our first row. We're approaching the last stitch. So on the last stitch, so as you can see, this was the first stitch that we missed actually. So this time you are knitting it, and it become a part of this circle. See, so this will be a tail that we will later weave in. You can leave it like that, or you can weave it at the beginning of the knitting, like we can do it now. Make it a little bit shorter by ripping it off, and then hide it in between of the stitches. So use the stitch close to this knot where this tail hanging out, insert it inside the stitch, and then insert the stitch that it would go on the back. See, this is the back side of our knitting project. So separate this tail in two and then connect it to any of the stitches with a simple knot. Then these two little tails hide or weave in between any of the stitches like that. See, you will not even see that it's there. Okay, so now we have 12 stitches. 1 2 3 4 5 6 times 2, 12. And now we are going to make our second row. This is our tail is coming out, so hide it between the stitch. So the second row, you're just making the same hand knitting stitches as the first one. Insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out. Try not to make it too big because we don't want our knitted project to be too holy with big holes. The smaller holes, the tighter knitting, but you need to know the tighter you're knitting, the more yarn you will use. If you're knitting loose, you will be using less. If you're knitting tight, you will be using more. So this way you're going through all 12 stitches, and when you reach that part where you started, you will see already that you have a beautiful kind of flower-like side. So now we will be knitting this way for 15 more rows. So we have 2 rows. It's easy to calculate, 1 chain and 2 chains, so 2 rows already. We'll be knitting 15 more rows. So when I'm done with those 15 rows, I will come back and show you what to do next. So guys, one more thing that I didn't mention before I'm done with 15 rows. So when you're knitting this way, you're knitting on circle for like 3-4 rows, then I would recommend to do the following. You connect them in 2 and you put it together, and then you are knitting in this way, turning this part when you are done with hand knitting to another part, and then knitting this part. Why I'm doing it this way? Because if you keep it in circle, then it will be spreading and becoming wider, and we don't actually need it. We need the knitting to go up, and for this reason we will be knitting this way. See it like this, and you see already that it's moving up, not to the sides. So, and we will be keeping we will keep knitting like this for 15 rows. Remember, you always can calculate the rows this way, 1 2 3 4. So we need 11 more rows, and then I will be back. Okay guys, so we have 15 rows, and rows are easy to calculate counting these stitches, this chain. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So we have 15 here. So now when we have 15, what we will do, we will cut, or actually you can cut it or just pull and break it because it's pretty soft. Break this, and now we will finish it. by finishing, I mean that you will insert this tail inside every stitch. So this is our last stitch of the row, 15 row, and then you inserted it in from inside out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and go all the way around this way. And then when you reach the first stitch, you will use it to, so here we're almost there. I will show you what I mean. So here you go. This is the stitch we started. This is the last stitch. You're using it. You're going inside too. And then after that, you're going in the first stitch again. The first one that you went inside. So go inside and then use the second one the same way. So it's all the way around, and then 2 first stitches that you used in the first row. This way we will finish our knitting. It will be beautiful flower-like top like that, see? And now take this tail and insert it inside like that. Now we will go all the way inside this knitting. See, this is our inside, this is the tail, and what we will be doing, we will secure it and make it shorter, separate in 2, and then attach it to any stitches here like that with a simple knot. You can make secure another knot, and then this ends, just weave and hide it between other stitches inside our project like that. So now we are turning it to the face. So you see, this is our end, and this will be actually the top of the head of our bunny. So what I will do now, I will use this old pillowcase, preferably white. If you can find absolutely matching color, it will be even better. And then I have some of the old remnants of the wool. I will put them inside. It will be my filling for this project. So I'm putting it inside. You can use anything you can find for the filling. It can be an old pillow or something like that.
So when you filled out the pillow, try to make 2 ball-like areas. So this area on the top, that will be round one like that, that will be the head, and this area will be our body. See, that's how it will look like. So now we will insert this filling inside our knitting project.
So we're taking about the yard or yard and a half, it's up to you, of the ribbon, and then put the ribbon underneath and make a we will make a bow over here. So connect and then make a bow, and you can make a bow with 2. Okay guys, so I decided to move the camera a little bit to show you better what we're doing. So that's what we have for now. We made the head and this is the body, and we will not be connecting or covering the body just yet, because now we will be working on arms and legs. So we'll put the body over here and we will start working on arms and legs. So for arms, we will cast on 4 stitches the same way. Remember, as I was showing you, making a loop, then insert your hand, grab working yarn, pull it out, and make a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, the same way as we were doing the body, we will connect it in a circle. Turn it upside down and connect in a circle, leaving this stitch out and starting knitting the next one or the last one in the chain. So this is the knots that we will be using. Insert your hand underneath the knot, grab working yarn and pull it out. Then find the next knot, which will be this guy. It will be 2, and here's another knot. It will be 3 and 4, and for some reason we have 5. Okay, let's go with 5. So we have 5 stitches, and I probably cast on 5, and I was gonna cast on 4, but 5 will work too. So now what we will be doing, we will be knitting a long arm like that, and the same as with the body of the rabbit, as I showed you, couple rows you're doing keeping the circle this way, and then when you have couple rows, 2 or 3, you are connecting it like that or folding together, and then keep knitting this way, because this way it will not be spreading, it will be staying in one tube, and that's what we're making. We are hand knitting a tube, which will be our legs for the bunny. And because we started with 5 instead of 4, we will use this tube for the bottom legs, and for the top legs we will make another tube with 4 stitches chain. Okay, so you see already what we're making a tube, and this will be our leg. So depending how long you want the legs to be, you will be making this length of this tube. Okay, so we started with the 5 stitches, and now we made 7 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It will be our one of our bottom legs. Okay, so what you need to do next, the same as we were doing for the body, you rip the end and then use the tail to go in every stitch. You're leaving the last stitch, going in the first one, then second, third, and fourth. Then when you're back, you're using that stitch that you didn't use. It will be your 5th stitch. And then 2 first ones, remember, is the same as in the body of the rabbit. You're going through 2 first stitches to make it nice and smooth. So this way we connected our rabbit leg like that. And what we can do now, we can attach this tail to the middle of the leg, and then we can attach this leg to a bunny. and you can attach it any place you want basically, but you have this tail, you insert it inside any stitch where you want the leg to be. So here is the leg, and then you will need to attach it to the stitch on the body of the rabbit, like that. See, it will be pretty loose, but it doesn't matter because it's pretty soft toy anyway. And then, as I always do, attaching the parts of the body for stuffed animals. So separate the tail in two and make a knot, attaching it to any stitch inside by simple knot, and usually secure with another knot. And then this part you can either hide between stitches, or you can leave it. We can actually use it later to connect this bottom of the bunny. So our first leg is ready. Now let's do the second leg the same way. We will make a chain of 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now to connect it, turn it upside down, connect it, leave the stitch, and start with the knot on the end by inserting your hand underneath, grab working yarn, pull it out. So here's your second stitch. Do the same for all 5 stitches using knots. And then keep knitting in a circle like we did for the previous leg, and we did 7 rows. So after you made couple rows, then you can fold the knitting part in 2 like this and keep knitting a tube. Okay guys, so we have 7 rows again, and again repeat the end, and then this is our last stitch. The tail goes inside the first. If you have some flyaways, you can get rid of them. Then second, third, fourth, and then we're coming back to that first one that we didn't use, and then 2 more. Remember the 2 more from the first row. So this is our leg, and just go inside and take it the tail through. So this is our second leg. Let's attach it the same way. You can just find the another stitch on the opposite side of that leg and insert the tail, and then go around any stitch to connect it securely like that. Then separate in 2 and connect it to any stitches inside the body with a knot, and then another knot like that. So here we have 2 legs ready. Now we have 2 legs, and insert those tails inside the body, because now we can actually close the bottom. For closing the bottom, take a piece of like half yard and do the same as we're doing for the head. Insert the yarn inside every of these stitches all the way around. So every single stitch you are going from inside out, and you can pull it a little. So here's another stitch, and from inside out around all opening, and here's one more stitch, and here we met with our first stitch. Now pull it gently, not to break. See, we're pulling it together, and now you can make a knot like that, secure it with another one, and insert the tail inside that little hole that is in the middle here. This way you can see we connected, and here's our Mr. Bunny almost ready. We have two legs, we have body and a head, and now we will need to make two arms, and then I will show you how to make ears. So a stitch of 4, the same way as we were doing for the body and for the legs. Turn it upside down and then connect like that using this see, this is a stitch, this is a knot, so this will be the knot that we will need first beside this one that we are not knitting. So pull it through and then go to the next one. It's actually kind of sticking out, so you will not miss it. 1, 2, 3, and we have 4. See, we have 4. So we will keep knitting this 4 in a circle, and as the same way as for 2-3 rows, and then fold that circle in 2 and keep knitting the tube and be cut like that. See, this is the kind of like a flower circle, and we're folding it in 2 and keep knitting on a circle, but already going up, not to the sides. So we will make them a little bit shorter. We'll go with 5 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's go with 5 rows. The good part about making tubes for arms and legs like that, we don't really need to fill them because they are pretty soft and nice already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one more. Okay, so we have 5. See, guys, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, and then you can rip it and connect the same way. Go inside the every stitch like that. And then inside at least one, it's not a big area, so at least one previous one. So this is our arm. It's ready already, see, like that. And you can attach it to the side of the bunny. Just insert your head inside, grab this tail and insert it inside any stitch you want, and then go around the stitch, and you can actually go out, grab another stitch on the arm, and then go inside again, and this way it will be more secure like that. And then the same way as I was doing before, separate in 2 and connect to any stitch inside with a knot like that, and then it will, all those tails will go inside like that. So here we are. Here our bunny has an arm now. Okay, guys, so our second arm is ready. The same way, ripping off the end and then using the tail to go inside every stitch to secure the top of the arm. So go to every stitch, and then you can go to the first one more time, and then go through the middle to make the tail more connected like that. And now we can attach it to the bunny on another side. So here we are. Here is our pink bunny with arms and legs. And now we will need ears and eyes. So let's do the ears first. For the ears, you are making a chain of 3 the usual way. 1, 2, and 3. Now we will not be making a circle, we will be actually knitting these 3 stitches. So 1, okay, we have 3, let's turn them upside down and then knit. So this is 1 stitch, we will knit it, find the knot and knit, and knit 3 of them. So here we have 3 knitted stitches. Okay, now we are knitting back the same way, not missing any stitches. 1, 2, 3. So we have 2 rows of 3. Okay, so now we are knitting the row number 3. Again, first, second, and third. So we have 3 stitches and we knitted 3 rows. Now we will knit 2 together. 1, 2, knit them together, and we will have 2 stitches now, and knit the second stitch. Next row, knit these 2 stitches regular way, grab working yarn, pull it out. Okay, this, and the second stitch too. So here we have ear looking this way, and do the next row the same way, just knit this 2, 1 and 2. So 2 stitches we knitted 1, 2, 3 times, and now you knit this 2 together, knit it together. Now you have 1 stitch. Now you can rip this yarn, and now take this tail and go inside the last stitch, pull it through, and this is gonna be your ear, looking like that. And you can make it a little bit shorter and then just weave in the end on the back. And you can use the ear both ways. You can use this part, see, it looks a little bit different because it's purl stitches, or you can use this, it's up to you, it doesn't really matter. So this is one ear, it's ready, and let's do the second one. If you didn't understand the first one, let me explain you one more time. So you cast on 3 stitches the same way, just the usual casting on 1, 2, 3. You have 3 stitches, turn it upside down, inside out, upside down, as we usually do, and then knit first, knit second, the same way as usually when using those knots inside in the middle of the stitch, and knit those 3 stitches like that. Now we're knitting the same 3 stitches, second row of them. 1, 2 and 3. So here's our 2 rows of 3 stitches. Knit the third row with 3 stitches. We're knitting all 3 of them. 1, 2 and 3. Here's 3 stitches and we knitted them for 3 rows like that. So now when they knitted for 3 rows, we are knitting this first 2 together. 1 and 2 and pull through working yarn like that, and then knit the second one. So 3 stitches became 2. Now we're knitting this 2, 1 more row, 1, so we have 2 stitches, and then we're knitting this 2 third row. So we knitted 3 stitches 3 rows, and we knitted 2 stitches 3 rows. Remember that? And now when we are done with 2 stitches knitted 3 rows, we are knitting these 2 stitches together, pulling yarn through both of them. Here's our second ear, and rip the yarn, pull the tail through the last stitch. This is our second ear. So let's make it a little bit shorter, and then weave in the end between stitches. There you go. Here's our second ear. It's ready. Now we can connect the ears to the bunny's head. So I will be connecting them the purl side up, just to make it a little bit different. Okay, so let's see, we will use this tail to attach it. So on the top of bunny's head, insert the tail inside any stitch on the head, then catch one of the stitches on the ear, inside and out, then go inside the stitch of the head again, and again on the ear, and back on the head. Here our ear is attached. We have a little tail, the same way, separated in 2 and connected to the stitch inside the bunny's head with a knot, secure with a second knot, and then hide this 2 stitches underneath. So guys, here you can see this ear is attached, and now we will attach the second one. And this ear doesn't have a long tail, so it will be hard to attach it easily. So I will have a little piece of yarn here, and the same way, how to show you, like that maybe. So attach the ear that it will be on the same level, and then take the yarn and go inside the ear stitch of the ear, and then inside the stitch on the head, and then the same way on the second stitch of the ear, and back on the head, and the third on the ear and on the head. Where is this stitch? Okay, here it is. So here it is. Now this tail goes inside the head, and we can secure it by making a knot with that other tail of that the ear had. Just make a simple knot and then secure it with another knot. And then when you're done it, hide or weave in the end on the back of the ear. Here you go. So we attach the second ear. Here is our bunny. You can use any darker yarn for the eyes. I will use this chenille yarn that I have. So just cut 2 pieces, small pieces of the same size, and you can use big like buttons. It probably will be the best way, but I will just use these pieces of yarn like that, put it together, and then find the area where the eyes should be and insert it, or you can attach it by a knot. It's really up to you, it's your fantasy. Probably the best way would be find the really big buttons. So this will be our bunny with little you know what, maybe we will give bunny a little smile too. Let's try. So we'll cut a piece of chenille yarn and attach it in the shape of a smile. How about that? Here. You like it? And again, you can buy buttons and different size of button, different maybe color. It could be 2 the same buttons for the eyes, 1 button for the nose, and you can use yarn for the smile. It's all your fantasy. We will get it simple just like that. So this is our bunny.